Yo, what's going on, Cody? Yeah, man, I'm home working. Listen. I want to run a few things by you, man. Number one, Omega's a free man. Omega is a free man. He's excited? Yeah, man. I bet he's excited. It's going to be at the fan rally. You don't know. Or you don't want to tell me. Yeah, I think he's going to be at the fan rally. I'm betting Omega. He's going to clean up the fan rally, man. It's going to be a bunch of broads out there in the pool. You know he's going to want to be there, man. Clean him up. Yeah, you heard about this fucking guy, Ryback. Ryback's talking about maybe going to AEW. What a fucking loser, man. You guys ain't going to pick him up, are you? Nah, that guy's a fucking scrub, man. Well, what a WWE has-been that is. I know you guys don't want to do that. Oh, you guys got a proposed main event for Double or Nothing, man. Man, that's fucking great. Awesome. Listen, man, that Trent Beretta signing was really good, too. I like Beretta, man. I think he's going to add a lot. Yeah. Listen, Cody, I got to go, man. I know you're having surgery on February 12th in Atlanta. 2 to 3 month recovery. Oh, man, you'll be ready for Double or Nothing. No question. All right, bro, I'll keep you up to date on anything I hear, and I'll fill you in, man. I'll email you. All right, bro, I'll talk to you later. Duty calls, folks, duty calls. Cody's having surgery. They just picked up Trent Beretta. Kenny Omega's a free man. Where's he going, man? We're going to talk about everything right here on Off the Script Extra. I got a ton of AEW news, so get ready. It's coming, man. We got the fan rally on February 7th. What can we expect from the AEW Double or Nothing fan rally at the MGM Pool, at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas? We're going to go over that. Got the latest signings for All Elite Wrestling. I will not be discussing Ryback because the guy's fucking garbage. Possible match for AEW Double or Nothing. And Kenny Omega is a free man. What is his future? As far as I'm concerned, his future is all but confirmed. We're going to go over all that today on OTS Extra, man. If you missed Off the Script Part 1 for episode 259, Dean Ambrose, is he going to AEW or is it all a work? And Brock Lesnar, will he be elite with AEW, man? The greatest triple threat match of all time could be taking place with Paul Heyman at the front. He's going to be negotiating Brock Lesnar's contract between UFC, WWE, and AEW. I was surprised to find out how many people are shocked to find out that Paul Heyman's going to be negotiating the contract for Brock Lesnar. You do realize that nobody knows Brock Lesnar better than Paul Heyman. They're like this. They're like best friends. This is a real life thing. You think this is something that you see only on Monday Night Raw? Come on, clowns. This is a real life partnership. Whatever's good for Lesnar is good for Heyman and vice versa. So, I mean, listen, Lesnar's got the best of everything, man. He's got the biggest contract in WWE. He's got one of the best fucking minds in the business. Side by side with him, you can't be better than Brock Lesnar, man. So go check all that stuff out. Links are in the annotation that you see in the top, if the annotations are even working. I don't even know if I could do that anymore. If not, they are on the channel. Please go and check all that stuff out. It is available right now for your viewing pleasure this weekend. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. You guys know the deal with that. If you guys want to support the podcast, got the online shop at barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Code BSHOP20 is no longer available, so make sure you guys use BSHOP10. All right, try either one of them. I don't know. The last I seen it was BSHOP10, but either way, every time you go to Barbershop Window, man, they got some sort of deal. They'll let you know what the coupon code is once you go right to the website, barbershopwindow.com, and then you guys can go find my store at /offthescript, so make sure you guys go and do that. We got a new shirt right now, man. JD's Elite. It is here. It's available. Go and get it. We sold 10 within minutes of me announcing this thing, man, and we got more coming on in as I speak. Make sure you guys go and get it. I will leave you a link in the description, and I will leave you a link in the comment section. Bonfire.com/store/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and check that out, both in the comment section and the description. You guys can own this shirt right before WrestleMania and Double or Nothing, man. So make sure you guys go get your t-shirt and become a part of my elite. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, JD from New York. If you guys want to support the podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/JD from NY206. And if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Turn that bell on for all notifications if you guys want to be up to date on whatever I do here on the channel. YouTube does not push out to Twitter anymore. I have to do that manually, so that bell on YouTube is going to be your best friend. Make sure you guys go and do that, please. Make sure you guys are notified of all the uploads. There will be a lot this weekend. It is cold, it is snowy, and I'm going to be working my ass off. So make sure you guys check out the channel and get yourself notified of everything that I'm doing right here on YouTube. And let's get into the news. I am going to start off with the Double or Nothing fan rally at the MGM pool at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. All Elite Wrestling made several headlines with their first fan rally in Jacksonville. So much so that WWE was so salty, they didn't allow fans wearing AEW merchandise into SmackDown Live that very same evening. Now, as we wait for their second fan rally on the 7th, from Las Vegas, it seems like we are going to get some big reveals about Double or Nothing. Dave Meltzer discussed the next AEW fan rally during the Wrestling Observer Live this past week. Seems like he might know more than he's saying about AEW once again, being that he's in the Bucks' pocket. But he did give us some pretty big clues on what to expect. And I quote, "I think we're going to get, on Thursday, I think we'll get a couple of matches announced. I don't know everything, but this is what I know. I think they're going to announce a couple of matches or shoot some angles or something. I expect one, if not 3 or 4 matches announced." Man, that's a lot. He expects 1, then 3 or 4 matches to be announced. I expect some surprises. I expect some surprise names, some new signings. I do not expect a TV deal to be announced on Thursday because there is no TV deal unless they make one between now and then, but I don't expect that announcement. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't expect that one this week, this early. I do expect that announcement to come not too far from now, but it's kind of in the early stages, he says, but it kind of has to, right? End quote. Now, you really don't know what AEW could be planning next. They got everybody on strings. They got everybody anticipating it. It will be interesting to watch them build their first pay-per-view as a separate company and see how it builds differently than All In that took place in Chicago of 2018, which was run by Ring of Honor. I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 matches announced for Double or Nothing. I don't know what they're going to do as far as crowning a world champion. We don't have any information on that at all. I don't think we'll have any information on that, period. Maybe as we get closer to the Double or Nothing show. I do expect Kenny Omega to be there. He is a free man. This is being teased on being the elite. They gave him his own countdown timer. Kenny is not going to the WWE. We had something happen with Corey Graves where someone asked him if Kenny Omega is coming to the WWE, and he flat out said, if that was to happen as of now, I would have been filled in, and I have not heard anything. So Kenny Omega is not going to the WWE. He is all but confirmed for AEW, and I do expect Omega to be at the fan rally on February 7th. The reason he couldn't be at the fan rally in Jacksonville was because he was still under contract to New Japan. He is now absolutely free to do whatever he wants, and he will be there. I do not expect any sort of TV deal to be announced. I'm expecting that to happen after either Double or Nothing or their third event. I'm counting All In as part of the Elite. But AEW's second event, I should say. Let me be more specific. Their second event that they announced in Jacksonville, I expect either after Double or Nothing or that to be the announcement of the TV deal, whether it's going to be with Turner, TBS, or TNT. And obviously they'll be on Tuesday, and they will be taking over SmackDown's Tuesday night spot. They'll be giving me Tuesday content as far as what I do here. I'm sure as everybody else is in the community waiting for the TV announcement as well, we'll be covering AEW. will be definitely doing it, no question. And SmackDown's going to be moving to Fox Sports on Friday at 8 p.m. That is all I could say right now. Matches, maybe Kenny Omega, no TV deal. We'll see what happens, but either way you look at it, either way you look at the AEW fan rally, if you're a fan or not, you're going to be watching. Either way you look at it, it's going to be a big deal. Either way you look at it, it's going to be a newsworthy afternoon, which I will be live streaming on Twitch once again, and then we'll be doing video content that week almost immediately after that stream goes dead. So we're going to be talking about everything leading up and concluding with the fan rally at the MGM Grand Pool in Las Vegas, Nevada. I did mention Cody Rhodes is set to undergo knee surgery, and that is scheduled for February 12th. As a result, he'll be out of action for a few months, with the expectation that Rhodes will be back in action at the first event under the AEW banner, Double or Nothing. This event is slated to go down on May 25th at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Meltzer stated, and I quote, Cody will be undergoing arthroscopic knee surgery on February 12th in Atlanta. The surgery will keep him out of action for 2 to 3 months, but he's not scheduled to wrestle until Double or Nothing on 5/25, end quote. Cody will be ready to go. His knee issues all started back in November after he was pulled from the Ring of Honor Global Wars Tour. Once hearing his knee pop, once getting an MRI, it was revealed that he would need surgery to repair the damage done to his meniscus. However, he decided to delay the surgery after wrapping up his commitments with Ring of Honor and New Japan by working Final Battle and Wrestle Kingdom, respectively. Cody, get well. I hope the surgery is a success, and I can't wait to see you in Las Vegas at Double or Nothing. Moving on with the rest of the news here, man. The latest signings for All Elite Wrestling are pretty good. Now, this is actually interfering with New Japan, and this is making New Japan salty, and I don't know why. I really don't know why this is making New Japan salty. Now, AEW is signing Trent Beretta. I think Trent Beretta is fucking awesome. A guy who, in New Japan, they put a lot of stock into. Dave Meltzer certainly seemed to allude to the fact during Wrestling Observer Live that New Japan isn't too happy with All Elite Wrestling right now. He says, and I quote, we've talked about how negative New Japan is on the Beretta thing. It was breaking in the middle of our show. Yeah, it is a significant part of this AEW New Japan partnership possibly getting together. From the New Japan standout, they took, and he goes into a long pause. It was one thing, you know, now you got to look at it from two sides on this thing. From the New Japan standpoint, it's like, okay, they took Kenny Omega. He's a big, big star. Nothing's official yet. He isn't signed yet. But how many hours do we have until something is announced? Anything can happen now that he's a free agent. He's got 24 hours from the end of January 1st. He could make an announcement then. Soon as February 1st comes, he could have made an announcement. He didn't do that. Now, the Beretta thing, you know that New Japan had made plans for Beretta all year. End quote. It seems like AEW signing the best friends from New Japan Pro Wrestling might have rubbed New Japan the wrong way. We'll have to wait and see if this is going to be a detriment to a possible partnership between the two companies, New Japan and AEW. Listen, my prediction for Kenny Omega is not only going to be with AEW. If Kenny Omega wants to wrestle in New Japan, he's going to go wrestle in New Japan. Chris Jericho's not done with New Japan. Chris Jericho's going to do whatever the fuck he wants. As long as there's some sort of partnership between New Japan and what the Bucks and Cody are doing, Jericho's going to work for New Japan. He's already stated that he's not done with New Japan. Same thing Omega. If Jericho's going to be doing that, what makes you think that Omega is not going to get preferential treatment? He's not going to get that same treatment, if not better treatment. It's ridiculous to even fathom. So Kenny Omega is going to still wrestle for New Japan when he wants. Now, I don't see why New Japan is getting salty over this, because the way I see it, once they're done with Ring of Honor and this Madison Square Garden G1 show, I don't know how long their partnership is with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor would be smart to get in bed with AEW as well. I don't know how likely that is, but New Japan can't really do anything. with AEW right now until they get through Madison Square Garden WrestleMania weekend. Then I don't know. I don't know when their contract or partnership is up with Ring of Honor. I don't know if they want to break away from that. If not, but I have a feeling that New Japan is going to end up working with AEW. There's a certain level of respect that they have for the Bucks and vice versa. Same thing with Omega and vice versa. There's no reason to believe that Kenny Omega is not going to wrestle in New Japan and AEW. So if they're making a big deal about this Trent Beretta signing, if there's a partnership anyway, obviously you're going to have Omega and everybody that comes along with AEW. So what's the difference? Right now it doesn't look good because New Japan, obviously, they're getting salty because they want in on this quick. That's the only reason I see them getting salty. They're getting salty now about Beretta, but they're getting salty because, AEW's making moves and they are uncertain of what's going on with Ring of Honor. But we all know that New Japan wants to be in bed with AEW. So we'll see what happens, man. Now, Kenny, I don't know when he's signing. I'm predicting he's going to be at the fan rally. I mean, it would be silly for him not to be at the fan rally. But his future is all but confirmed. Now, the most obvious choice in the eyes of the fans was always AEW. AEW was, as we know, obviously they're spearheaded by Omega's best friends. With that said, there was also talk of him going to Ring of Honor. There was actually a report of Omega and Jericho this close to signing with Impact Wrestling. Now, that didn't happen. Don Callis would have threw a parade in Toronto if that happened. But that didn't happen. And, of course, WWE. Now, anything can happen. He could still end up in WWE, but the likelihood of that happening is zero. I don't see Omega going to the WWE. Now, following the most recent episode of the Young Bucks YouTube series being The Elite, it now seems that we have our answer. On episode 136 titled, How Dare You Defy Me? It features a segment where Matt Jackson is on the phone with Omega after the star had lost his phone and seemingly recovered it for that phone call. After saying he will see Omega soon, the phone would show a countdown clock. The significance of the clock is extremely interesting. That given to everybody in the episode, when that aired, it would have given them just a little over 9 days. In fact, it ends the same day as the AEW ticket party for Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. Now, they can do that because Omega's contract is up. So there you go. The impression based off this is that Omega will be there and confirm his place within AEW as expected by many fans. Kenny Omega could very well show up at the All Elite Wrestling Rally on February 7th, as he has teased. Then again, WWE, as reported by several sources, has done everything in their power to sign Kenny Omega. We will have to wait and see, but it looks like the cleaner is prepared to get an amazing deal no matter where he signs. Mike Johnson noted on PW Insider Elite Audio that Kenny Omega brought on Barry Bloom as his agent. If Bloom's name is familiar to any of you, that is because he is a very well-known agent who has represented several pro wrestling stars in the past. I believe he also represents The Rock, if I'm not mistaken, and he represents Goldberg, if I'm not mistaken. So Kenny Omega is lining himself up for the greatest payday of all time. That's my feeling. Mike Johnson says, and I quote, "My feeling is that Kenny Omega is in the best position that he's ever been in his entire life to cash in and make the most money he has ever had. I also know that Kenny Omega is now represented by Barry Bloom, who has been amazing with getting wrestlers big money deals in the past with WWE and WCW. He also represented Kevin Nash and Jesse Ventura and lots of other people," end quote. Kenny Omega is going to sign with the company who is willing to offer him the best deal. Whether he is asking for more money or freedom to work New Japan dates is another story. He has certainly brought a heavy hitter agent to his free agency who can make things happen for him. Barry Bloom was also a name that has come up in early AEW reports about bringing in Goldberg as well, which we mentioned on Off the Script Extra on Thursday, talking about Brock Lesnar. So he might also help get a deal with AEW now, too. This is very interesting, man. Omega It's not all about the money. I mentioned this several times before. Omega is a guy that you look at. He cares about the art more so than anything. Kenny Omega wants that freedom. This is why he is not signing with the WWE. I don't know what the WWE has offered him. Those specifics have not been revealed yet. But WWE would be absolutely fucking foolish if they did not offer him some creative freedom or some creative control. Foolish. You want to take the stake and drive it into the fucking heart? That's what you had to do to get Omega. Now, because of your stubbornness, you just made AEW that much better. And if Omega is bringing on Barry fucking Bloom to negotiate his contract, people are still telling me AEW is going to be a money pit. They're not going to make any money. They're going to fail, blah, blah, blah. They're nothing but a glorified t-shirt company. Whoa, this must be the most expensive fucking t-shirt company on the fucking planet. If they're giving Kenny Omega all this types of money, you're not going to be giving this guy this type of money if you're not pretty set on what you want to do. Why are they shelling out all this money? Oh, they don't have a ring. Oh, they don't have a TV deal. Oh, they don't have a show. Doesn't fucking matter. How do you get those things if you don't have guys like Omega on your roster? Think! You fucking imbeciles! Omega, Jericho, Cody, the Bucks, Neville, Hangman Page, MJF, Joey Janela, and more to come. More to come. I said. Come. More to come. They signed Jungle Boy. They got Britt Baker. They got Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. Dude, this is slowly but surely. They might have Dean Ambrose by the end of the fucking year. Who the fuck knows? Who knows? They might have Ty Dillinger. They might have the Club. They might have the Revival. Serious. This is serious stuff. Serious fucking stuff. Chris Jericho has a defiant message for the WWE. This is several days old, but I have to throw this in there, man, because of everything that's happening. Everything that I reported about the Dean Ambrose situation, Sanity now being upset, right? WWE struggling to keep guys under contract, so much so that they're trying to lock down people to 5 years, offering them double and triple the amount of money that AEW is going to be offering them. Jericho has a defiant message for WWE. He said this last week. Hey, WWE, Ring of Honor, and Impact Wrestling. I love watching you push all of your randoms, but just know that we are interested in maybe 6 to 8 of your talents total. We don't need you at AEW. I love it. You don't think Jericho knows what the fuck's going on? I love watching you push all of your randoms because you're afraid that they're going to go to AEW. I love it. Now, if you look at the landscape of Impact Wrestling, who could AEW take away from Impact Wrestling? I'm hearing LAX has got a few contracts coming up. You know, Sami Callihan, I think he signed, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years? Pretty shitty with that one. You know, they could be looking at Brian Cage. They could be looking at Johnny Mundo. They could be looking at a few of the female talents, you know? I don't know, man. There's not many on Impact Wrestling side that I would willingly take. Callahan's one of them. Mundo, one of them. I don't know where the fuck Aries is. You know, Pentagon and Phoenix, I'm sure, are on that list. I don't know when the fuck their contracts are up. All I know is that Impact tried to lock them down, but I don't think they are going to make a right decision by signing with Impact Wrestling. There's too much money for those guys to make, and in a more prominent role with AEW. LAX, Brian Cage, Mundo, Pentagon, Phoenix. Any one of those guys, if AEW rounds up all of them and adds them to their roster, holy shit. The game has suddenly changed that much more. So Chris Jericho knows what's going on here, man. I love watching you push all of your randoms. Man, Jesus Christ. I love it. Jericho is going to, just by his words, just get under everybody's fucking skin in WWE. Now, there's a major match floating around for AEW Double or Nothing. Now, the Elite do not own the rights to the footage that was shot at All In. But that event meant a lot to the wrestling industry, no matter what. We wouldn't be here today without that. Not only did it prove that an indie show can sell out a huge venue, but the night also featured an NWA World Heavyweight Championship match and a title change for that said championship. Cody Rhodes and the story with Nick Aldis was told through the 10 Pounds of Gold series on YouTube, and they did a great job. Rhodes' journey to the title was well told, and it came to a head at All In with Cody winning the NWA Championship. Mike Johnson spoke on PW Insider Elite Audio, where he said that All Elite Wrestling very well might like to repeat their association with NWA and the NWA World Heavyweight Championship at Double or Nothing. It isn't known at this time if AEW and the NWA will work together. However, Billy Corgan obviously is open to the idea. Mike Johnson says, and I quote, "So I have not heard any inkling that the NWA and All Elite Wrestling are going to work together. However, when Billy Corgan was asked about this subject during a social media Q&A, he said that the NWA is open and able and willing to work with anybody, so that means it's always within the realm of possibility." Mike Johnson continues on, and I quote, "We have not heard that, and if you're Cody Rhodes and you're looking to create another moment at All In with Double or Nothing, you have to think what was the most emotionally satisfying storyline for the first All In show, and that was Cody's chase of the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and paying homage to his father. So you would think that they might want to recreate that. That doesn't mean that they're going to. Perhaps they're going in a different direction creatively. Perhaps they thought the NWA didn't mean as much to the first show as some of us do. I have not heard any concrete relationship or concrete plans of Side A and Side B working together. It is said that AEW has a huge main event match set for Double or Nothing. They could announce it at the fan rally. I have no idea. But All Elite Wrestling might wait until tickets for the show go on sale in February. You know, with the tickets being sold during that fan rally, that is the announcement for the tickets. They are announcing a main event of sorts or a big marquee match. You're not going to put tickets on sale, even though I'm sure everybody's excited to get their tickets, and it's going to sell out just as quick as All In did. But there's no better move to do than announce the tickets and then correlate that with a major match to entice people. Listen, you got to do it now. You got to do it now. This is what we got announced for you so far. Tickets are on sale. Do what you must. Now, Nick Aldis is still the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but to see him defend the title against Cody again might not have the same outcome. I don't want that. I personally do not want that. If anything, Rhodes might not be able to completely be free to defend the NWA Championship if he did become the champion, as they require him to be there due to his contract with All Elite Wrestling. Now, I don't know what's happening here. I mean, I don't see why. I don't see why Tony Khan and the Bucks would not want to work with NWA. I don't think NWA is going to be a threat to anybody. If they could get the representation of the NWA Championship on AEW television, I mean, that's just a win-win situation, man. You know, the title might not mean the same to everybody now as it did then, but if you're Corgan, you're wanting this. You're not going to outwardly say it. Maybe he didn't really say anything because they are in discussions right now about getting the NWA in a working agreement with AEW. I don't know. The thing is, I expect it to happen. Maybe they don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. Maybe we'll hear it at the fan rally. I have no idea. But I kind of feel like with the Double or Nothing show, we did that NWA thing. I don't want to see Nick Aldis defend the title in a similar fashion as he did with Cody at All In. I don't want them to backtrack and do the same thing that we did All In. This is a new company. This is Double or Nothing. I want to see a fresh take on what they built. I don't want them taking steps backwards and kind of doing the same thing over again. That doesn't interest me. So that's the one negative in this. But obviously, you know, Corgan wants to work with AEW. I don't really know why the Bucks, Khan, Rhodes, and everybody involved here wouldn't want to work with Billy Corgan. You know, the more talent, the more representation you got, the better. Obviously, some sort of working agreement between both of them is something that I could see happening. So, I don't know when this is going to be announced. Like I said, it might take place at the fan rally. It might come in the weeks following the fan rally, but I fully expect the NWA to be working with All Elite Wrestling. Finally, guys, I want to go over this. The WWE Locker Room reacts to Chris Jericho's AEW contract. Now, this was reported by Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer. He stated that last week it went around the WWE Locker Room, the Jericho contract amount, and it was a huge shock to everybody. Now, he would strike this point and take it further on Wrestling Observer Live. He says, and I quote, "One of the things that happened, I was actually told this a couple of days ago, Jericho's contract number went around the WWE Locker Room. How they found out, I don't know. Maybe Jericho told someone who he knows or is close with, and then word got around. Being that word is getting around like that on something like that, something that should be kept private, and now people know of what these guys are being offered, that's not something that the WWE wants floating in the air. So, Jericho's contract number went around the WWE Locker Room, and a lot of people were stunned, freaked, and depending on your viewpoint, shocked. Meltzer clarified that it wouldn't be a John Cena number, it's not a Brock Lesnar number, and I don't even think it's a Ronda Rousey number. Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's a pretty high number. One of the highest numbers. This is Dave Meltzer dancing around the topic. Now, if it's not John Cena money, it's not Lesnar money, it's not Ronda Rousey money, but he's also saying that it's one of the highest numbers, it would be near the top in WWE. Wrestlers now are all of a sudden like, whoa, something out there is real. End quote. This knowledge comes in wake of numerous talents asking for and receiving their release. In the recent weeks, rumors have circulated that Mike and Maria Kanellis, The Revival, and as we all know, Dean Ambrose, Hideo Itami, we had Ty Dillinger change his name. Sanity has come forth, wanting to know where the fuck they are on television. Shinsuke Nakamura's contract is up in March. Jim Ross's contract is up in March. Shit's gonna go down, folks. Shit's going to go down. Just this week, Dean Ambrose announced that he would not be re-signing with the WWE after his contract expires post-WrestleMania. Like I mentioned, Hideo Itami will also be leaving. He was granted his release, and he will probably be returning to Japan to continue his career. Folks, if the WWE Locker Room has seen or heard of Chris Jericho's contractual number, the amount of money that he's going to be making, on top of whatever was told or happened with Dean Ambrose, you know, that is going to weigh on someone's mind, and you're going to go back to your hotel room, you're going to sit in the car on that long-ass fucking drive in between cities, and you're going to be pondering what you want to do. If someone is not being used, I'm not saying that they're going to go to All Elite Wrestling and make Chris Jericho money, but everybody's going to be paid equal amount. There are going to be competitive offers. Whatever you are making in WWE as a lower level talent, if AEW wants you, they're going to be paying you the same thing. It's going to be a competitive offer. But what AEW is going to offer you is creativity. They're not going to hold you down from what I was told, from what we've heard about Tony Khan and the way he wants to handle business. And it's just something new. You know? You need sometimes a fresh coat of paint to go out there and reinvent yourself, man. Really. It's like going to a fucking club and you go half-assed, you know. You're dressing in jeans and a fucking t-shirt, right? You go to a club or a nice fancy restaurant or a bar and you go meet some, you're trying to meet some women. You're going to go dressing like a fucking bum, half-assing it, giving half of your effort. Nobody's going to look at you. Now, if you go in there and you have a nice suit, you're wearing some slacks, you're wearing a nice vest, a tie, got your hair slicked back, you're smelling good, your breath is right, you go in there with a few buddies and, you know, you walk in there like you own the fucking joint, you might get a few eyes on you, you know? What a new look, what a new feel, a new environment would do for somebody like one of these lower level guys is unreal. Maybe that's what they need. But Jericho's contract going around the number of Jericho's revenue or paycheck in AEW going around WWE's locker room really doesn't bode well for, the WWE Locker Room knowing that, or WWE rather, having their talents know what's going on in someone else's promotion like that. Someone who is offering competitive deals, who is going to be grade A competition. Not really what I would want in my locker room. WWE's already afraid. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we'll see what happens with the fan rally coming up on February 7th, man. It's going to be a big deal. I expect a lot more information to come out of the fan rally. I will be here all week to cover it for you guys right here on OTS Extra. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you're thinking down below. What do you expect at the fan rally on February 7th? Do you think Omega's going to be there? Are they going to announce a match or two? How big of a match are they going to announce? What do you think about the ticket sales? Are they going to sell out just as quick as All In did, even though they are double or nothing at the MGM Grand? We'll wait and see, man. It's going to be a very interesting time for AEW. This is the next phase in the operation, and I'll be here to cover it for you guys right here on the channel. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Make sure you use code BSHOP10 for 10% off. If you guys want to follow me on social media, at JD from NY206 on Twitter and Instagram, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Patreon.com/JD from NY206 if you guys want to support the podcast on Patreon. New shirt alert, JD's Elite, now available on bonfire.com. Link in the description and pinned at the very top of the comment section. And make sure you guys go and check out all the videos that I've uploaded in the last couple of days, man. Dean Ambrose to AEW, Off the Script, episode 259, part number 1. And Brock Lesnar going to be negotiating with AEW post-WrestleMania. What's going to happen there? All that stuff live on the channel right now. Thank you guys so very much for everything. I will see you right back with Off the Script this weekend, part 2. We got news on WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. You don't want to miss it. I'll talk to you guys later.